Hi, this is Shannah, and this is another pick a card reading, and this one is Why You Can't Let Go. And we have here 3 piles. We have pile 1, the river stone in the shape of a heart. There you go. We have pile 2, a shell. And we have pile 3, a chestnut. So please take your time and choose your pile. You can pause the video if you'd like, and I will start immediately. So if you chose pile 1 with a heart-shaped stone, so this is your reading. Now, why you can't let go. So, the first thing I get from these cards here is that there's a type of codependency. For some of you, there can be children involved, and that's why it's not easy to let go from this person, because you can have children with this person, and it's like a dependency. And this dependency may not be just emotional, it may be also financial, for instance. And it's very difficult because then you're always in contact with this person, and the emotions may get also very intense, and it's very difficult then to let go of this person completely. Now, but there are other layers to this as well. And remember, this is a general reading, so take what applies to your case. And so with this here, inner trust, with this card here. So what we have here is the card is telling you to trust yourself. So what I get from this card here in this context is that on some level you do not believe that you can make it on your own, that you need this person, either career-wise as well, you know, financial, when it comes to finances, you need this person, but it's also in a way of being in the world, you know, like you need that person to support you emotionally as well, or even if it's just for a case of image. It's like you feel you're not good enough, that standing alone, you're not good enough, that you need a partner or you need this specific person in order to have a certain status or a certain image, or even to attain a certain goal, or just like you're not enough for yourself as well, that you need the love of this person in order to feel whole, in order to feel complete. And what the cards are also saying is like you're putting this person on a pedestal. We have here the coyote. And the coyote here in this deck is the trickster. It is the master of illusions. And so this person may not be all that you seem to see in this person. So you put this person on a pedestal. You think this person is a lot better than you are. And this is because also you feel small. We had that with this inner trust and also with this big, bold vision. So what I get here is that you, again, is this feeling of not being enough. You probably have dreams, your certain images of yourself, but you don't trust yourself enough to put yourself out there or to live the life you'd like to live. And you think that by being with this person or having this person in your life, you'd be able to achieve that. But again, you are projecting certain things on this person, or this person is presenting him or herself in a way that it's not the truth. It's not how they really are. It's not they don't have the status or even the financial status that they pretend to have, or they present themselves as having. And you can be a bit blinded by the light they're shining, but again, not all that glitters is gold. So be careful here, because you may be running in a direction where it's just smoky mirrors, right? And this is because also you're a very romantic person. Here we have the Princess of Cups, and she's very, very romantic. So, but you can be a he or a she, it doesn't matter. So she's very romantic. She's a dreamer. And she has this romantic vision of love, of togetherness, and she would like to see this coming true. So again, this is again together with this big, bold vision. So you have this vision of love. You have the vision of the happy end, of the happily ever after, of a romantic life. And it's like you are projecting this onto this person, and you like to see it manifest with this person. But what you're probably experiencing is this is Six of Pentacles. Although in this deck, Six of Pentacles means success. But what I get here is the traditional sense of Six of Pentacles is giving and receiving, and also the feeling of an imbalance. So things are out of balance here. So you're probably giving a lot more to this person than getting back, or you making this person too important in your life, even more important than yourself, because you're probably focusing too much on this person or on your hopes that you have with this person, and not focusing on your own dreams, on your own projects, on your own needs, actually. Because it's the feeling I have is like you're living off these hopes, right? But it's like you are getting your energy from a fantasy, right? So, but again, apply this to your own reality. This is a general reading. And because you're a very romantic and dreamy person, then this probably, to a certain extent, this could be even enough for you, just having these dreams. But it's like, you know that fairy tale, the girl with the box of matches. You know, the girl is selling matches, and it's winter, it's very cold, the girl is very poor, and she starts lighting the matches for herself, and with each match she sees like a beautiful family together, she sees warmth, she sees everything she ever hoped for, and she ends up dying in the cold because she's just too distracted by these shiny images, and she neglects her own needs. So these cards are here hitting this warning. It's like, don't get too distracted by the illusions, by the distracting lights, and focus on yourself. And this is really interesting here, what I really like, because the Princess of Cups is holding this lotus flower, right? And here is, we also have this flower in the middle. And it's also like we have these lights pointing onto the flower. And it's like, focus on yourself. Don't put all this focus onto the other person. Focus on yourself. It's what I get here is almost like the other person is the savior, right? But of course, if you have children together, this person has to be there, has to support the situation, of course, but it has to be an even give and take, right? Then we have the buffalo spirit, and it says, the abundant universe will provide. In this context here is that you are holding on to this person or to this connection out of a feeling of lack. Again, this all goes together. It's like the feeling of probably needing the person financially, of course, but also lack that you're not enough. That probably you even feel, if I don't have this person, I'm missing my opportunity of being happy in love. I'll never find anyone again. This is probably my last chance, which is not true. Because as you see here, the abundant universe will provide. You don't have to be alone. But if you keep on distracting yourself with something that is not giving you the energy you need at the moment, not giving you the attention, the love, then you are blocking yourself. You are actually turning your back to an abundant and giving universe because you're just to focus on one possibility. And again, there's something wonderful about you. There's a unique talent you have. There's something so grand and beautiful about your personality, about your talents, about your existence. And you're just playing small, again, out of fear of this idea that you are not enough. And this may also come from your childhood, may come from some trauma or some belief, that as children, for instance, we tend to copy our parents, and then we start as adults acting like our parents act and even living out the fears they had. And we do it on an unconscious level. Is actually a surviving tool, which can be very, now I forgot the word, very perfect for our survival in society and in the world at large. But when we start living out the fears, living out the blockages of our parents or grandparents and so on, then we're actually hindering our own truth. And here the card is saying you don't have to play small. You don't have to act out their play, their role. You have your own role to live out in this life. And it's something that will bring you abundance, will bring you success. You're just still too afraid of showing it to the world. And so you're actually, this holding on to this person is almost like a distraction. Again, here, the coyote. You're distracting yourself from being yourself. You're distracting yourself from showing the world the beauty of who you are, the amazing person you are, and your amazing talents. So why you can't let go? Because you're still too afraid of trusting the wonder of who you are. And this is now just put into a very, very simplistic way. And these are very different layers, of course. And again, you take what resonates with you. But the advice here would be to look at the situation in the most logical possible way, right? And try to see the things as they are, even if out of habit your ego will try to hinder that. But with a bit of practice, you start seeing things as they are. Start seeing this person you're so hung up on is a very normal person. So it's not the savior, it's not the best being God has ever put on earth, because you also are the best being that God has ever put on earth. You both are, but this person is not more than you, right? You're not any less than anyone else. So don't put anyone on a pedestal. It has to be this even give and take. You have to be on equal terms. And the moment you rise up to this, to the inner bold vision of yourself, and this princess then grows to be a queen, then this coyote will be a partner, right? Or you'll just see it, oh no, I don't need this coyote in my life. I can let it go. And, or if it's like the father of your children, then like I said, then this can be an equal partner and not someone you're just dependent on. It will someone that will then support you and the provider. It will also provide in your journey. So I hope this made sense, and I hope it resonates and also inspires you. And I wish you a wonderful time with lots of love. Thank you. So if you chose pile number 2 with the shell, this is your reading. Now, why can't you let go of that special person? Now, we have here some confusion, and especially here with this card. So the cards asks, what do you feel? And this question is very important because it can be, there are many different opinions, many people giving, sharing their thoughts, their feelings about the situation. And it can be that you're a bit confused. Also about why do you want this person, why you can't let go, and probably that's also the reason you're watching this video. And so it's like you cannot really pinpoint your feelings and you cannot really trust them because they're a bit clouded by different thoughts, different ideas, and also by the opinion of many other people in your surroundings. And probably even have been asking so many pick-a-card readings that you get confused. This is not telling you off because of that. No, it's just normal. You get confused because you get many different opinions, many perspectives. And of course, we tend to watch the pick-a-card readings because we're looking for answers and we need help. But when we watch too many, we get a bit confused at the end of the day. And I say we because I sometimes do the same. So I understand how that can easily happen. But the other thing that is here, which can be a bit obvious, of course, but I'll just go straight into it. So you cannot let go because you're really hoping for a reconciliation, right? Someone from your past is returning to your life. So you really want this reconciliation. You really want to be together with this person. Now, the question I would find interesting here, but it's a question for you to ask yourself is why, right? Why do you want this person to come back to your life? Then you'll tell me, yeah, because you love this person, which is beautiful. But the cards we have here, interestingly enough, is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is, of course, new beginning. This is something you want. And it could be even that this person has indeed returned to your life some time ago and making it difficult to forget completely. It's like the promise of a new beginning is really, really near. But what the Ace of Wands also means is sexual energy, right? And what I get from this card in this context is also victory, because it's also coming together with the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is the card of victory. So I'm getting two messages here from these two cards here together. On one sense, there is like this chemistry between you and this person, this sexual attraction that probably you've never felt this kind of attraction or this kind of energy of this chemistry being so strong in your life, and it's really difficult to let go because you'd like to experience it again, which is also understandable. Another here, also with the Six of Wands, is a case of status. You know, that, for instance, this person may be very popular, this person may be very successful, this person may even be a celebrity, you know, apply how it makes sense to you. But someone who's very popular, someone who's very beautiful, someone who has a standing in the eyes of the public or in the public eye. And being with this person it would be like a direct ticket to that kind of life, a direct ticket also in order to get their attention and also to have immediately a higher standing. It would be the shortcut to success. And there's no judgment on my part. It's just, we're just looking into why you cannot let go. So we have this victory, but this is just one way of looking at these cards, taking the success or the good looks of the other person as a shortcut to a more successful life or to be in a better light. But it's also a question of winning here, It's like you want to win in the sense of this person not being in your life the way you'd like this person to be. It's like it's a competition, right? Maybe it's a competition between you two, you and this person, and it's like you want to have the last word. You want to be the one who wins in the end by getting the person as a partner. Or you want to show other people, look, I won. I have this kind of person by my side. I know when we put it in words, it sounds really petty, but it's not. Many people act this way and many people have these needs. It's okay. It's all human. We're all human. It's fine. So it's no judgment here involved. It's just looking into the situation in order to help you ease that grip it has on you. The other thing is, and of course we have here the pig spirit, use your mind wisely. It's also, again, inviting you to look at the situation for what it is and what are the true intentions behind your behavior or behind this not being able to let go. So what are your true intentions behind it? It is very similar, funnily enough, to the post I posted this today even in Instagram. It was the not weekly, but the weekend love vibes. And one of the cards, one of the piles was exactly this theme. It's like, why do you want this connection? Is it for personal gain? Is it because it's an unresolved issue and you'd like to have the last word? Or is it to show other people, look, I made it? So here the pig spirit is really inviting you to look at it for, see the right intention, see the true intention behind what the situation. So you can then choose freely and from the heart. And then we have here the legacy of light. Legacy of light is the legacy of our ancestors. Here is portrayed as legacy of light, which is very, very positive, of course, but there's also the darker side of this legacy. And it's like we tend to, I was saying this in pile 1 as well, we tend to copy the behavior of our ancestors, and there are things that are brought down from generation to generation, even in our genes, right? It's like the spiritual genes. And it's like the traumas, the behavior patterns, they can travel from generation to generation, and we end up continuing that thread, and this could be also the issue of the confusion here. Because, for instance, you probably, the sense I'm getting that you probably are a very independent person, you're strong, you know what you want, and now you find yourself confused. and probably behaving in ways that you would never do if you weren't in love or stuck in this not being able to let go. And because of these two cards, I also have the sense that you're a very competitive person, you're very ambitious, and that's why you're confused. You're confused because there's something holding you back, and it's probably the story that's been going down through your family and generational pattern. I don't know if that made sense what I just said, but it's going down from generation to generation, and you then is like you are being remotely controlled. You're not being yourself, and it's probably even your friends don't recognize certain behaviors from you. It's like they're saying, well, usually you're not like that. Why you're doing this? Why you're thinking this? And because it comes from this pattern. And again, the pig spirit is inviting you to look at it, in a logical way, so you can then release it and be free to choose as well how you'd like to deal with the situation, especially with your own heart. With the card here of sacrifice, it's like the card is actually asking you and inviting you as well to put the matter in the hands of God or Spirit, or how you'd like to call it. But the card is actually telling you this is out of your control. And the more you try to control it, the more you try to manipulate it, the more you try to have a grip on the situation, the harder it will become, and the further away it will seem to slip through your fingers, right? So don't try to hold on to the situation too tightly. Let it develop. And what I'm getting here as well is a kind of a lack of trust in the universe, right? It's a kind of a lack of a lack of trust in letting things flow and let everything unfold how it's supposed to. There's a lot, because you have here this spirit of the pig that's very intellectual, right? So you want to control things, and you want to be right, and you want to win. So it's really this, you have to have the last word. You have to win the race, so to say. And this is probably confusing you as well, because for many other things, you're probably very easygoing and relaxed, but here you're just holding it too tightly because you really want this reconciliation. And this kind of lack of trust can also come from this legacy, where probably witness how people, maybe they were too comfortable in their lives, they didn't change their luck, they didn't fight for their happiness, or you saw them always failing in their love connections and doing the wrong things or being with the wrong partners, and you're very afraid of being stuck with the wrong person at the end of the day. So you have your eyes set on this person, you believe this person to be the right one, so you want this person in your life come what may. And so these are just some explanations, because again, as you've noticed, there are many layers, so please take what applies to your case. And remember, this is just to help you, is this grip. But the advice here is really to put it in the hands of God. See what the intentions really are, and see if they go in accordance to your own integrity, to the person that you really are. And see if it's you being, triggered by things of your past or from your family. And so then you have a free heart to choose your path in a more loving way, in a way that has more to do with your own spirit. But here again, you're being asked to trust. You're being asked to put it in the hands of the universe and let it unfold. If it is yours, it will come. right? So this was your reading. I hope it made sense. I hope it resonates and inspires you. And I wish you a wonderful time with lots of love. Thank you. So if you chose pile 3 with a chestnut, this is your reading. So why you can't let go, excuse me, why you can't let go from your special someone? Well, the first thing I see here is a struggle. And it's like you're right in the middle of letting go and still holding on. You're right between both worlds. It's like here with the full card, you see, with this tiger still holding on to it. And why is this so? The first thing I get here, like from the Pandora's box, is a sense of shame. It's the sense of having done something wrong, of having behaved in a way that doesn't mirror who you really are, of put you in a position of weakness, put you in a position of vulnerability, and it's also the feeling of having lost, not just the person, but the feeling is like, also here like a competition. I'm getting this for almost for all the piles here. What I'm getting here, especially with these 2 cards, is like you're someone who likes to take risks. And you're someone that you just go with the flow. And if something looks promising and also adventurous, you do not say no, you just go for it. And this can be quite fun, but the thing is, like you've probably noticed, you get involved emotionally quite easily, and then you end up hurting yourself. Or to get what you want, you compromise your own integrity. And I believe this is where the sense of shame comes from. And you cannot let go, because I have the sense like by getting this person, it's like then it was worth it. Then you're setting things right, right? You're bringing things again into alignment, especially you with yourself. But you're also wanting to leave all this behind. You want to start your own journey. And for some of you, this is a literal journey. It can be that the person you're asking about is traveling, or yourself are traveling. Or for some of you, and this is, you probably had traveling plans, you wanted to travel together, but for some reasons this didn't take place, and either this person then went on this journey on his or her own, or even worse, with someone else, and this hurts. This really, really hurts. And you want justice. Because I'm getting here the Emperor as justice as well. You know, you want to set things right. You want to be in a position of power. Because I think with this sense of shame, it's like you disempowered yourself. You're not in that position of power, and you'd like to set things right. And if this person is in your life, then you regain that power. You're the master of the game once more. And here we have the child, and we have healing and learning. And what I'm getting here, and I'll get this one as well, so we have 3 cards. So this is all about conditioning as well. You're stuck in this situation also about conditioning, and that's what the card of the child is showing here. So again, you're repeating behaviors, and I'm saying again because the other piles had similar themes. So you're repeating behaviors, probably from your parents or family members, teachers, whoever was in charge of you and whoever you had that emotional link with. Because that's what children do. They copy behaviors, and it's a very useful survival skill. But when we end up living out the blockages and the fears of other people, then we are not in touch with our own truth. We're not living our own truth. So, and this is also this journey. You want to start to be the master of your universe. You want to live your own truth. But it's like what I'm getting here is like this energy cannot really start. It's like there's this black mass. That's how I'm seeing it. It's a black, spongy, rubbery substance, like stuck to your heart. You try to pull it away, but it comes back again. Pull it away, it comes back again. But this is a process. It will get better. And the more you get in touch with the reasons why you do what you do, the easier it will get to move to the next level, because you're already on your way. You just have the feeling that you're doing one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back, or two steps forwards and one step back. It doesn't matter. It's like it's going slowly because you're still very attached to these old habits, to these old ways of thinking, of reacting, of acting, because you do it out of this conditioning. And you probably are very hurt with this person as well. It's like you do know that the best way to let go is to forgive and learn out of the experience. But it's like it's still too early for you to completely forgive. On a certain level, you are able to forgive, but I have the feeling that it's always coming back. It's always coming back, not... So things that hurt you or upset you, they're always coming to the surface again and again, because as if they have to be worked through until they're meaningless and you can release them. But they're still very, very present. And you want this new beginning. You want to let go. You want to start over also with this person. You'd like to have a clean slate with this person and be able to show other sides of you, to be the master of the game again. And one thing that's also keeping you from letting go is here, this card. This is the White Raven Spirit. Trust in the magic. It's a really positive card, but in this case, so you are a person who actually you're very in touch with your intuition. You're very in touch with your manifestation powers. You're someone who can manifestate things easily. And that's why you have to look to your conditioning really seriously, because this situation that you've just manifested in your life and you cannot let go of is things that you've learned from the past. It's like you are putting in scene plays that were written for and played out by your parents, for instance. So this is not your play, this is not your script, but you're putting it in scene time and time again. You're just hurting yourself. You're not supposed to be hurt. You're supposed to go your own way again, and this is what you want to do very badly. You really want to let go. Start a new beginning with this person, or just go your own way. You're still between these two worlds. And one thing that is making it difficult for you, because you're such an attractor and manifester, and you can really not completely let go of this person, is you start seeing all these synchronicities all around you, because you think of this person and the next minute you hear his or her name. You think of this person and then the song you were listening together comes on the radio or internet or on a film. It doesn't matter. You you look to your right and you see this picture that like reminds you of the picture you took together. There are many, many scenarios. So all these synchronicities are happening around you the whole time. And we are led to believe that synchronicities are a sign that things are going our way. But actually, synchronicities are a sign. They're reflecting what we're focusing on. They're reflecting what we're thinking about. For instance, you can make the experience of starting to think about the color yellow, or talking about the color yellow. And you'll notice that in the next 2 days, your eyes will guide you to everything that is yellow. It's just an experiment you can do. Yes, synchronicities then happen. What they're life-changing is, for instance, you want to start a business and suddenly you meet someone who has a lot of money and is exactly interested in the kind of business that you are presenting, right? For instance, but hearing the songs, seeing the numbers, hearing the name is not really a sign that something is going to happen soon. It's usually a sign that we are concentrating and focusing on that person. And I hope I haven't now disappointed you or crushed your illusions, but we have to understand how our reality works in order to navigate through it. Because this, as beautiful as it is, it's actually holding you back. The synchronicities, they're bringing to the surface all the hurt again. Because in the first moment, you're really happy to hear about, hear the name of the person or whatever. But then the next thing, you have the hurt again, because the person is not with you, or the person is traveling, the person is far away. And, and there's also here another thing I'm seeing is a question of pride again with the Emperor, is a question of pride. And your pride is hurt. Again, it's this feeling of shame. It's just a confirmation. And you would like to be able to put this right again. But the way to put this right again is to be in contact with your inner child. Because the inner child here is also advising you to take it easy and be more playful with the situation. Be more playful with yourself. Because you're taking the situation way too seriously. You want to, to be in power to manipulate things the way you want it. You want to have the feeling of being in charge. And then you take it too personally and you bring yourself down. And this causes a lot of sadness and even depression. But the child is saying, hey, take it easy. And be more playful with situation and be more playful with yourself. Be able to laugh about yourself, about all the things that you were able to do in the name of love. One part of you may call those things foolish, but is actually quite romantic. And if you start seeing it through loving eyes and you'll see the fun side of it, and you can see, oh my God, I'm able to love in this manner, that I can really go a distance just to get this person's attention, for instance. So you can see it in a more kinder and funnier way and more loving way to yourself. But and also the key here is really forgive what happened. Let it go. Learn what you have to learn from the situation. Forgive, and especially forgive yourself, because you're the sense of shame. You're really punishing yourself, and it is like you're punishing your inner child. Your inner child is playful and romantic and is a go-getter and loves to take risks, And, this is part here of your inner child as well. And so, wow, there's something new. Let's play with it. Let's see what happens. And that's part of your nature, right? So be playful and be forgiving with yourself. You don't have to punish that side of yourself just because you're a romantic. That's really, really nice. So I hope this made sense. And I hope this resonates and inspires you. And I wish you a wonderful time with lots of love. Thank you.